You know, truly, I always insist upon this with our practices that they are for the benefit of all beings. And truly, your presence here not only helps, you know, you in your interactions with others and in the model that you set for others and what you share with others, but for those who will perhaps watch these recordings later, your presence here helps assure that those will be available for them later. So it is just enough to show up and to log in. So thank you truly on behalf of the whole community who practice with yoga for mental health. Even for those who have just heard, did anybody hear the what are they on KSKA? We have a spot running on KSKA right now, and I've been getting messages from friends like, I heard yoga for mental health on KSKA. I say, did it remind you to do yoga for your mental health? Because that's the objective. And again, truly the connecting piece, and not like, well, what is, oh, I should. So if you're a Yoga for Mental Health member, I just shared with you, I put it in our Marco Polo sharecast, a link to an article from a neuroscientist who shared 5 hacks, you know, and this is all the rage. I love that this is actually all the rage is these countdowns, because this is in the teaching of, in the time of the Buddha, the same, right? The 4 noble truths, the 8-limbed, or the eightfold path, or the 8 limbs of yoga. And it's effective because it helps us to organize and to focus our mental energy and our attention. So, so this neuroscientist is sharing 5 hacks to optimize your brain, your potential, your energetic and mental capacity while you're here, while we have it, right? And I shared it with you because it's what we do. It was exactly what we do. So it was basically the message to you is keep doing what you're doing if you've been practicing with us in these ways that we encourage. So now I've backed myself into a corner because I have to remember what the 5 were. I'm not sure that I will, but I'll try. The gist of it is breathe deeply. All we have to do is even suggest it. Isn't it brilliant? You know how to do it. It's not, well, I don't do this well, or I don't, it's just like, just breathe deeply in your body. The wisdom of the body is revealed when we do these practices. And in fact, that is the practice, is helping to remove obstacles so that the wisdom of the body can be revealed. I like to encourage clients to accept or to consider, to be willing to consider that the body is the solution. It's not the problem. If you're tired, it's not your body being problematic. It's your body trying to help. So revealing the wisdom of the body, breathing deeply. And the lower lobes of the lungs, in particular, are very highly innervated with parasympathetic nerve endings. And that is the part of the nervous system that prevents us from being overreactive. So if you're feeling overreactive, and that might be jittery or opinionated, like especially opinionated, breathing into the lower lobes of the lungs might help you to take pause and be a little bit more receptive. So let's just start with that. Let's start with that for our practice this morning. I think you've already done it, but I'll encourage you to position yourself, and that could be a sitting, as long as you're sitting in a, one of my teachers like to say, in a dignified way. If you're sitting in, you know, an undignified way, then better just lay down or stand and pace. So those are the 3 options that I'd offer you at first: sitting, a dignified way, so that there's access to movement between the ribs and the belly, the diaphragm, or like a jellyfish. Move up and down. You might even with your hands on your belly or on your side ribs. See if you can encourage some more receptivity, some more movement in the lower half of the torso. Good. You might just let your mind do the noticing. Oh, I'm inhaling. Ah, I'm feeling full. Top of the inhale. Exhale. Feeling empty. In our retreat last weekend, we focused on a sutra that instructs us about, or a series of sutras instructing us about how to regulate or prevent imbalances from causing dysregulation. And a slow, easeful exhalation, remember, was one. So deep breaths, deep meaning they go down low into the lungs. Maybe even you feel the fullness down into the belly or the bowl of the pelvis. Gosh, maybe you even start to feel or to follow the transformation of breath into the bloodstream, all the way down through the legs, the feet, down into the roots that connect us via the earth that we all tread upon. Deep breath. And then if you're noticing any imbalance, could be side to side, could be up or down, you might encourage that slow, easeful exhalation. Another of the hacks for maximizing the potential of the brain is time. As much time as you can manage without additional input. Time with relative quiet. And I know that this can be difficult because the nature of the mind itself is not to be quiet. And you might be sort of the librarian of the brain and let it know, "Shh, a little bit more quiet. Whisper what you're saying." And know that you won't be able to eliminate sound or movement within. But if you limit that which is coming in, you might find your brain has a little bit of space to digest. Maybe even just a little bit of space to move around, to look around, maybe to notice something else that wasn't initially apparent. So I'll give us a couple of minutes now for quiet. Okay. Next, gratitude practice. And I'd like to remind you, if you've been practicing with me, we've done this plenty of times before, or offer to you if you're newer to the practice, a very simple 2-word mantra or phrase that you can repeat to help to train or to tether the mind. Thank you. So you just repeat it. You might linger for a little while. You might formalize this practice and weave it into another way that you know that your brain is likely to learn, to absorb. A journaling exercise around gratitude is well documented to be very effective in helping to manage mood in particular. But this very simple mantra, thank you, as a pre-programmed, pre-scripted response to awareness or stimuli, one that we use to respond to the awareness of breath arising, of notifications on the phone, of little twinges or sensations in the body. Powerful reflection of the opportunity that we have to be receptive. And to realize all of this potential that we live within. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of all beings, thank you. Okay, the 4th, spend time in nature. So go ahead, get all your layers on, take your bad attitude, whatever you got to do, get her out there. Right? And gosh, the 5th isn't right at the tip of my brain, so that's probably the one that I need to revisit. You maybe you'll go and check out the article, and then you'll find what the 5th one is. But we've got quite a good start with those 4, right? Deep breaths, space, time for quiet, gratitude practice, time in nature. Whatever that 5th one is probably helpful too. Okay, wishing you an easeful day full of gratitude and receptivity and opportunity. We have the blank slate of Monday and the whole week ahead. So it might be helpful to even spend another minute or two before you transition to just clarifying which of the voices, which of the intentions within you are going to commit, devote yourself to most wholeheartedly today or this week. And know that your presence is enough, even just there with that intention. Okay, thank you for the reminders that we all got to hear this morning. And I hope to see you soon. I'm gonna log off the meditation and log back into the foundations class and get back to the mat and move it through the body here shortly. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. Namaste.